What the hell has happened to Alexander Isak? Has been one of the hot topics and key talking points amongst Premier League fans in this beginning period of the new season. And as the designated man who knows what he's talking about and always spits facts, I'm here to answer the question today of what the hell has happened to Alexander Isak. Because I've not been seeing Isak recently, I've been seeing Abdi shuffle. Obviously, we all know that Isak absolutely held himself at ransom to get out of Newcastle this summer. And to be honest, I don't blame him, bro. Living in Newcastle is probably not the nicest place to live. But with that logic, he could have chosen a much nicer place to live than Liverpool. And obviously through that whole period of holding himself ransom, not going to training, basically forcing the move to happen, he finally got what he wanted. But there was something that he didn't really account for, which was the lack of fitness he was going to have due to a lack of preseason. And we have seen that so far over the course of the season. We see this guy huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf every single game. And I can't lie, as an Arsenal fan who wanted him, I can't say that I'm not absolutely loving his downfall, bro. I mean, we do still have Gyökeres, which is a liability in itself, but seeing Isak fail like this is beautiful. But you see, the whole concept and the whole idea and the argument of him missing preseason as a reason why he's not really been himself is surface level, and everyone's saying it. It's a basic idea, and you know me, I don't do basic ideas. I look at things on a more philosophical, more exponential, more superstitional level compared to other people. That was a joke, by the way. I don't actually think I'm superior to anybody, but I did decide to look at some more things that I think would be a reason why he is struggling at the moment. And simply put, I think one of the key reasons is he's just struggling with the pressure of playing for a club like Liverpool. Liverpool are a club with huge expectations, obviously just won the league, and playing for a club like Liverpool isn't even comparable to playing for a club like Newcastle. With all due respect, Newcastle are an amazing club, but I can imagine the pressure of playing for Newcastle is nowhere near what it's like to play for Liverpool, especially considering the fact that Newcastle fans are the most loving fans in the Premier League, and they will back their players no matter what. And we are seeing that with Votamada right now. He is getting so much love from the Newcastle fans, and he did it even as soon as he joined, which is why I think playing for Newcastle is a really good environment for a lot of players, because the support offered to the players is second to none. And because of that, I think he's struggling with the lack of familiarity around him at Liverpool, along with potentially the fact that he doesn't feel that same warmth that he felt at Newcastle at Liverpool. So that is one reason why I think that Isak is struggling right now. But just to look at the team dynamic, I think the team dynamic is very difficult for him to cope with at the moment. Isak is a number 9, a striker. Strikers are usually ego-filled players, and that's what you want in a team. You want your striker to want to be the main man and score all the goals. But that's just not the case at Liverpool. They've got a player, Salah, who has been the main man for Liverpool for the past 7-8 seasons. And naturally, Isak joining isn't going to change that fact. And I do think Isak is struggling to cope with that sort of dynamic in a squad. I mean, you would see at Newcastle, Jacob Murphy would have sacrificed his own children to get the ball to Isak when he wanted it. Same with Anthony Gordon. At Newcastle, Isak was the main man. And that's the type of striker he is. He wants to be the main man. He wants to score the goals. He wants everything to run through him, which is not a bad trait at all. And he's more than good enough to do it. But at Liverpool, that's not going to run, especially when you have a player like Salah. A key example I can think of something like this even being physically represented was the game against Liverpool. You had a counter-attack opportunity. Isak was open. Salah's on the ball. He cuts in. Instead of giving it to Isak, he skies it over the bar. Now, something like that for Isak must have been so unfamiliar, considering the fact that at Newcastle, this guy would have got that ball to his feet 10 times out of 10. And even for his national team, he is basically the main man at this point. And who can really blame him for that? I mean, imagine going from being the absolute main man in the team by far to being sort of second fiddle to another player. It must be quite mentally tough for Isak to deal with. But that doesn't stop the fact that this guy's playing like that one steward at Chelsea, bro. As steward myself, I'm sure I would have seen this guy at a shift during the summer. And maybe he's done some sort of body swap jutsu, because I don't know what I've been seeing from him so far, but it has not been good enough. And some of the things that I've said, cool, they are definitely accurate in my opinion, but some of them do not excuse the way that this guy's been playing. This guy looks about as blunt as a fucking spoon, mate. But I do think Isak has the quality and the mental capacity to turn it around. If he doesn't, he's got Ekitike to take his spot, which I think is very possible with the way the season has been going for Liverpool so far. And I'm intrigued to see how the battle between them two for the starting position goes. I obviously think Isak will start, you know, in this sort of period of the season, but I think if Ekitike continues to prove himself, I do think we will see Isak lose his starting spot. But like I said, that will probably just help him and reinvigorate him, because like I said, he's an ego player, he's a striker, striker. He's a number 9. He wants to be the best. So seeing somebody else take his starting position will rile him up a lot. So I do think it's up to Arne Slot to sort of create this dynamic between them two where they can be friends, but they would also really want to push each other to become better. But that is something that I'm not qualified in. I'm not a manager. I don't know how to manage players, manage player emotions and stuff like that. So I'll just leave that to him. And obviously the price tag of Isak will probably mean that he starts, because this guy cost about 17 million families total net worth across the whole lineage just to sign him for Liverpool and drop multiple stinkers already. But anyway, folks, that's all I have time for today. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs up anyway. Comment if you think Isak will turn it around, if you agree with me, if you think Liverpool will retain the Premier League title. If you think I'm waffling, let me know why you think I'm waffling in the comments. Maybe I'm just talking shit and it's only his fitness that is holding him back. I could be wrong, but I'm only here to state my opinion. And I know I said my opinion is always correct, but that is obviously a joke. If you can't take that joke, then get out. Get out now. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. The support has been very nice recently. I've loved it. Well, I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, thank you guys very much. Love you all, and peace.